Galaxy song. It's a Monty Python song written by Eric Idle and John Duprez. It was written in 1983 from the movie Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. I do it in the key of C. I start off with the C diminished, which is the second fret on the first and third strings, and it's the first fret on the second and fourth strings. And now just a little side talk about diminished chords. I call it the Scooby-Doo chord. The nice thing about this chord shape is once you know it, you've got 4 chords all with just one shape, which means you're playing a C note here, so this is a C diminished. You're hitting an F sharp note here, so you know this is an F sharp diminished. You're hitting a note here, so you know it's an A diminished. And you're hitting the D sharp, the E flat, so you know it's an E flat diminished. If you take this shape and move it up 3 frets, you've got the exact same 4 notes. And if you move it up 1, you've got yourself an F sharp, you've got yourself C, you've got yourself E flat, and you've got yourself an A. Same 4 notes you had here. And if you move it up again, got the same 4 notes, move it up again, got the same 4 notes. So you have all 4 of those diminished chords. You've got the A diminished, you've got the C diminished, you've got the G flat or F sharp diminished, and you've got the D sharp or the E flat diminished. Now move that up just 1 fret, and you've got a G, and all the chords that go along. And then move it up 1 more fret, and then move it up 1 more fret, and you're back where you started with the C. So just by knowing this one shape, you've got yourself 4 chords. Moving it up 1, you've got 4 more chords. Moving it up, you've got 4 more chords, and that's all 12 chords because it repeats. The reason I spent so much time talking about diminished chords is when you see a diminished chord in your music, you can simply find the diminished chord on the first 4 strings just by knowing the note on your first string. So this is a B note here. If you need a B diminished, you know that's a B diminished, as is that, as is that, as is that, as is that. Or if you need a G diminished, you know you go to your G note here, you know that's a G diminished. And those are all G diminished. Start off with a C diminished, you know, whatever life gets you, down Mrs. Brown, and then it goes to a regular C chord. But I play it with a G, which is the 3rd fret on the first string, as my melody. And then he does that again. And then the 3rd time he does this C diminished, he does a C, and then he goes straight to an A7, and then a D 9th, which is a D with an open E, and then to a G chord, and he sings it with his voice, and then you play the single G note, and then it starts into the melody. So the opening looks like this. Whatever gets you down. After after the intro, I do pretty much the whole song with an alternating bass. When I'm playing the C chord, I'm either doing a 5 and a 3, or a 5 and a 4. Because sometimes the third string is your melody string. So the melody goes like this. It starts off on the C, and then B, A, G. Doing with the alternating basses is and then staying in the C chord, the melody goes to A, G, and then on the second string. And when you hit this open B on the second string, that's when you move over to your G chord. So the whole C part looks like this. See, when I get to the G, I just continue the alternating bass, whether it's between the 6 and the 4, the 6 and the 5, doesn't matter as long as you're holding down this 5th string. And then it moves on to the G part, which is and then back to a C, which is really a C6. And then it goes back to a C. And here I break from the alternating and start doing more of a rolling chord. And then a C major 7th, so you just open up the B note on the second string, keep these two down. And then a C6, which you're just holding down this A for your bar. And then a C chord with a G as your melody note. So far, everything looks like this. Into an A chord, but you're only hitting the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string, so you only have to hold down these two on the 2nd fret. Play a D, an E, and then you go to a D minor chord using the 1st string as your melody. And then you go to an F chord, keeping that F note on the 1st string as your melody. And then you just move the bass note up to an F sharp and keep the rest of the F chord there. And then you go to a C chord with the 1st string as your melody, and an A chord with the 1st string as your melody, and then a D chord with the 2nd string as your melody, and then to a G chord with the 2nd string on the 3rd fret as your melody, and then you hit an open 3rd, open 2nd, D, and then back to a C note. So the end part looks like this. Diminished chord 3 times is playing the first string as your melody, but you're just rolling up all 4 strings. And then to a G chord on the first string. And back to a C with the second string as your melody. This diminished chord is on the F, first fret of the first string, and on the A flat, the first fret of the third string. The B is open on the second string, and the D is open on the fourth string. So you've got a D, an A flat, a B, and an F. If you move that up 3, you've got the same 4 notes. If you move it up 3 more, you've got the same 4 notes. Move it up 3 more, you've got the same 4 notes. In this song, we just play them on the 1, on the 4, and on the 7 as your melody. So after I do the diminished, I just repeat. If you listen to the song from the movie, he does some waltzes and other things in between.